Alright, so here we are at the tiered network training. Now, in this video, I'm going to talk about the best way to use tiered networks and then the concept behind how they get set up. And then in the following video, we'll go into actually showing the inside of the second tier IFTTT accounts so that you can see inside IFTTT how they're connected. Okay, so this is more about the concept and best practices. Alright, so I've just created this diagram. This is tiered network questions had been asked over and over and over again from the first training, and I can't tell you how many videos I did trying to explain it, and I don't understand why it's such a difficult concept to grasp, especially considering that if this then that IFTTT, it's a very linear process. If an event occurs that you designate as a trigger, then another event occurs that you designate as an action. So it's a very linear process. Step one, then step two. Tiered networks is nothing other than adding a third step. Essentially, it would really be 4 steps, because it would be step one causes step two. Okay, then step two causes step three, which causes step 4. It's again a very linear process. Now, to just explain what I mean, a tiered network is recommended to be used for YouTube syndication networks only. I don't recommend using tiered networks for blog syndication. I can't say that enough, guys. If you want to set them up, that's fine. In the next video, we'll talk about how to set up syndication networks, tiered networks for blog syndication, to where if you're going to do it, which a lot of you are going to want to do anyways, regardless of my recommendation, at least you'll know how to do it properly. But this video is more about the concept, and so I just want to again stress that you should really stick with tiered networks for YouTube syndication only. It's the safest way, and it requires the least amount of effort to maintain. That said, the linear process, your YouTube channel, this being the center point where all of your publishing activity occurs. That's where you're going to be uploading videos to your YouTube channel, or live streaming, or doing a hangout on air. So this is your money YouTube channel, right? When you publish a video to your YouTube channel, it's going to syndicate through IFTTT to your tier 1 blogger account. It's going to syndicate to all of your tier 1 accounts, but we're only for the tiered networks, we're only focusing on the blog accounts within the network. Okay, just so you understand. So your YouTube video is going to publish itself to Blogger, then it's going to publish it to Tumblr and publish it to WordPress.com. These are your tier 1 properties. Then your tier 1 properties are going to have the RSS feed that is going to syndicate content to a full 2-tier network, an entire ring, an entire IFTTT network, persona-based generally, that's going to be triggered by the Blogger RSS feed for this one. This is tier 2A. It gets triggered by the Blogger RSS feed. Remember in the beginning of the training, or not in the beginning, but when we talked about IFTTT, we talked about how we only maintain 2 types of recipes: YouTube triggers, RSS triggers. And that's all we need, even for tiered networks, because YouTube is going to be our main trigger point from our money channel that's going to syndicate or trigger content to be posted, republished to our tier 1 sites. But our tier 1 sites from Blogger, Tumblr, WordPress.com, fortunately they each have an RSS feed output. So then we take those RSS feeds and we use those RSS feeds as triggers for our tier 2 networks. So the tier 2A network, which is fed by Blogger, is triggered by the Blogger RSS feed, the tier 1 Blogger RSS feed. We do not trigger the tier 2A network directly from our money channel. We don't do that, because then it wouldn't be a tier 2 network. It would be a tier 1 network. Okay? For Tumblr, same thing. We're going to publish content to our YouTube channel. It's going to automatically syndicate or republish that same video to Tumblr. Tumblr, fortunately, has an RSS feed. So once Tumblr posts, the Tier 2 network, which the IFTTT account for Tier 2B resides right here in the middle of this, is going to be triggered by... You guys get that? So the content from here is using the Tier 1 IFTTT account that's connected to all the Tier 1 sites, what they call channels in IFTTT, to post this piece of content to all the accounts in the Tier 1 network. Then the Tier 1 network, the RSS feed from each one of these properties is tied into its own separate network IFTTT account, which is called Tier 2 network. So the Tier 2 IFTTT account is going to be using the Tier 1 RSS feed as the trigger point, and it's going to be using RSS2 recipes. Okay? So that's why I put this legend up here to show you that triggers the green arrow, triggers the Tier 1 YouTube or money site RSS. We'll talk about the blog syndication in the next video, okay guys? Again, we'll talk about that in the next video. The blue arrow triggers Tier 2 using the Tier 1 RSS feed. It's always, Tier 2 recipes are always going to be RSS triggers. So it's going to be the RSS2 type of recipes. Okay, because we don't connect the IFTTT account from Tier 2 to a YouTube channel, because we're not syndicating from the YouTube channel directly to the Tier 2 networks. We're just syndicating to the Tier 2 networks using the RSS triggers from the Tier 1 blog properties. Okay? So that it's a real, genuine Tier 2 link. And so I wanted to go over this. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to be providing a copy of this graphic in the training so you can see it. And then I also will... be going over blog syndication with tiered networks in the next video, although I don't recommend it, and I'm going to say that again about another 5 or 6 times during the next video, but I am still going to put some training in there about it for those of you that want to know. And beyond that, I'm going to have another training video that I had already recorded in answer to the relentless question that people ask about how to set tiered networks up for blogs properly. Even though I don't recommend it, it's still, people still want to know, and I'm going to go ahead and post that in a following video after the next one that you guys can watch, where hopefully any confusion about any of this will make more sense. But again, just keep it simple. Use tiered networks for YouTube only, and use branded single ring networks only, Tier 1 networks only for your money sites, and you won't have anything to worry about. You won't have to worry about the confusion that trying to set up Tier 2 networks for blog syndication causes sometimes. Okay, so that's it for your YouTube, for tiered networks for YouTube. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. We'll see you in the next video.